Hey everybody, this is Ian Westerman from EssentialTennis.com, and I'm here to show you all a great drill that you can do either at home or at your local tennis court to help improve your service motion. Very often recreational tennis players put a lot of effort into their serves, but they don't get a lot out in terms of power or spin. And if that sounds like you, if it sounds like you tried really hard on your serve, but you just don't seem to get as much power or spin out of it as you think you should be, then very likely you have a rhythm problem. Your timing is not great, or you mistime different parts of your serve. You accelerate the racket at the wrong point in time, or maybe you accelerate, decelerate, and then accelerate the racket again, and everything's kind of herky-jerky, not very smooth. You have what's called a hitch in your motion. You kind of start, quick, stop, and then have to start again. Those are all things that will kill your potential with your serve, and this is a perfect drill for you if that sounds like a problem that you're having on the court. All you need to do to complete this is grab some socks. The longer the better. Here I've got some soccer socks that I just purchased at my local sporting goods store. Really, the longer the better, and you want to have 2 tennis balls in each sock. You see I've got 2 tennis balls in each of the socks here, and I just tied them together up at the top so that I have a knot at the ends, and again, trying to get these really as long as we can. If we can get them close to about the length of a tennis racket, that would be great. A little shorter than that, no big deal. So let me show you exactly what we're going to be doing with this to help improve your rhythm. Once you've got your socks with the tennis balls in them and the knot at the end, you're going to want to approach the baseline and get yourself set up just the way you normally do to get ready to serve to the other side of the court. You're going to hold the knot in your dominant hand and begin with the tennis balls at the end of the socks in your non-dominant hand, in your tossing hand, and you're going to separate your hands just like you would in a service motion. And our goal here is going to be to go through a full entire service motion with the balls and the socks moving around our body smoothly and fluidly. So it's going to look something like this. So that's one completed motion. So down, around, up, and follow through. So this is the exact same technique that I would use on a normal service motion. Obviously I'm slowing it down a little bit. I'm also not really using my lower body the way I typically would to push up towards the ball and launch myself into the court. But really the whole point and purpose of this drill is to work on your upper body rhythm and your upper body fluidity. So we're not going to be super concerned with what the lower body is doing right now. We're just focusing on the overall motion of your core, your shoulder, your arm, your hand. So this is working on your take back, your trophy pose, your racket drop, your turn and your extension up towards contact, and your follow through across your body. And if when you serve you typically have rhythm issues, or as I said before, you have a hitch or things get kind of out of rhythm, the first time that you try this, it's not going to be smooth. And in fact, the balls are probably going to like swing around inside the socks and whack you, and it's going to look like something like this. And it's going to be all disjointed and it's not going to feel very pretty. So it might take you a little bit of time. It might take several repetitions before you're able to move through the entire motion smoothly and have the socks just flow around you in one continuous motion. If it takes you several tries, don't get frustrated. This is really worth a shot. And a lot of times it helps players to have a count to be able to go through smoothly. And the count that I like to use and that I teach to my students is 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. So just watch as I do that and listen. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. So 1 1000 is the take back, 2 1000 would be the racket drop, and 3 would be the follow through. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. A good serve should have rhythm to it. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. Once you become an expert using the socks to just go through nice and slow and smooth and have a continuous fluid motion with your serve while you're going slow and relaxed, you can also use the socks to start speeding your motion up and kind of check and see how your rhythm is doing. The way we're going to do that is by stepping up to the baseline, going through a full motion, and releasing the socks. We're going to let them go, and we're going to see what kind of distance we can get. And how good a rhythm you have while accelerating the socks is going to determine how much distance we get. A lot of times recreational players will attempt to speed their motion up and they lose their rhythm and their timing, and all of a sudden they're trying super hard, but they actually get less out of it because they lose that fluidity and that smoothness. They lose their rhythm and their timing. So the socks are going to be a great way to give us feedback on that and let us know how good of a job we're doing. So, oh, one thing I almost forgot. When should we accelerate? What should the rhythm and the timing of the acceleration be? Well, as you take the socks back and you get yourself set up in your trophy pose, that should all be smooth and slow and relaxed. Once the balls come around and they start to drop back behind you, which would be our racket drop, at that point in time, you want to start to accelerate your body. So rotate your core up towards contact, rotate your shoulders up towards contact, and accelerate your arm, your shoulder, and your hand up towards contact aggressively. And it's at that point in time, at full extension, that you want to release the socks and let them fly. And you should be able to get them over the net if you do a really good job. So it's going to look like this. I'll do one just slow, smooth practice one. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. And this one I'm going to accelerate and let go. One super common mistake that I see my students make when I show them this drill and I have them try to release and throw the socks over to the other side of the court is that they will release the socks way too horizontally as opposed to vertically. The serve is a much more vertical motion than what most people realize, and if you release the socks in a horizontal fashion, they're never going to make it over the court. And that would look something like this. Watch the trajectory of the socks. So here I'll do one practice one again, and a lot of times I'll see recreational players release them like this. Like literally, and the socks will go straight out from their shoulder and then very quickly get sucked down into the court. In order to do this successfully and have the socks really fly over to the other side, you're going to have to release them vertically. And again, the service motion is so much more upwards oriented than what most recreational players realize, and the socks are a great way to train that vertical acceleration into our stroke. So there you have it. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I bet you never knew how helpful a pair of soccer socks could be to your tennis game and your serve specifically. They can really help iron out your timing and your rhythm and your smoothness on your serve. They can help you diagnose mistiming of your acceleration as you try to hit a more aggressive shot, and they can help train your motion to be as vertical as it's supposed to be as well. Really, really helpful stuff. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's going to be a little link just on the upper right-hand corner of the screen here. Thank you very much for watching, and look for some more great stuff coming out from EssentialTennis.com.